everyone. It's Wednesday. Welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. It feels good, doesn't it? You made it halfway through the week. And it's cold. Yep, it's cold. We've been watching the temperature kind of slowly drop. I will say the bottom didn't fall out like we thought it was going to. So that's been nice. We've been kind of steady. We started at 11. It's 9 right now. Tonight we'll get down to about 5. Assuming we don't go below 0, this will be only the 3rd January on record with no sub-zero temperatures at MSP Airport. How about that? Are you glad? I'm glad. Cold is fine. Frigid doesn't do me any favors. So enjoy it. Winter Carnival gets started this weekend. Great Northern Festival gets started, so lots of outdoor stuff to do. Snow chances for Saturday night. Let's talk about this. We are still waiting to find out who won the $1 billion Mega Millions. One ticket sold, won the $1 billion Mega Millions in Michigan. We may never know who won the $730 million Powerball in Maryland. Michigan does require that winners come forward. Maryland, one of the few states that lets winners remain anonymous. In Minnesota right now, winners are required to come forward. But there is a bill in the state legislature that would change that. So we want to know what you think about this. What would you do if you won, if it were a choice? Would you come forward? Would you want to go to that news conference and get that giant check? I mean, can anything really stay a secret in this world like that? If you went from nothing to $1 billion, don't you think someone would blab anyway? I don't know. So tell me what you think. There is like a kind of a public information aspect to this. The lottery is run by our government. I think some, including myself, think that we want to make sure that the government really gives that money away to real people, not to like a friend of the lottery administrator or whatever. So there is some public interest and public value in this. But there's also a lot of downside, right, to everyone knowing that now you have all this money. So we'll read through your thoughts as you leave them on the WCCO TV Facebook page. We'll share some comments in just a minute. Let's get right into the news headlines, and more Minnesotans will learn today if they kind of won the real jackpot, the COVID-19 lottery. You're getting a shot. Most of us are not. Minnesota's new lottery program. Kind of a weird way to talk about this, right? The vaccine lottery. Yeah, hope you get one. The computer will pick the first round of people today. Seems like a fair way of doing it, right? Instead of whoever was lucky enough to get through the mediocre computer program that let you register. It'll start randomly picking names this morning, so people should be, well, frankly, right now starting to learn whether or not they're going to get a shot. We did learn that Minnesota will start getting another 11,000 vaccine doses weekly from the federal government. So that's significant, and we'll have that for at least the next 3 weeks. Starting today, President Joe Biden's administration will host briefings 3 times a week on the state of the pandemic. Yesterday, the administration said it is boosting that weekly supply of vaccines. We told you the Minnesota number, 16% is about the supply people will get more of. Biden said he hopes to have enough doses to vaccinate 300 million Americans by the end of summer or early fall. Judge in Derek Chauvin's murder case has made a couple of rulings, and some pieces of evidence will not be coming into trial. First, the defense wanted to show video from the last time George Floyd was arrested in 2019 by Minneapolis police. And Judge Peter Cahill said, no, that really has nothing to do with this case. So he said no. The judge also took a look at a bunch of other Chauvin incidents. 6 of them are blocked from evidence. Prosecution can bring up 2 of them. Chauvin's attorney not commenting on the ruling. We reached out to the Attorney General's office. That's the prosecutor. They didn't respond to our request for comment. The trial of Derek Chauvin set to start on March 8th. And as always is the case, some of these things will come back up for discussion again. Not often that you see the Grand Canyon looking like this, but isn't this stunning? A little snow this week leading to this natural wonder. Canyon shrouded by a partial cloud inversion. So that's a mixing of air masses, a couple different air masses coming together. When the air near the ground is cooler than the air above it, you get this. Wow. Man, Grand Canyon's so cool. That is beautiful. Really neat. For the first time since 1960, nobody's going into the Hall of Fame. None of you are good enough. One player says, you know what? You can take your Hall of Fame ballot. You can just, pow, get rid of it. Nobody got the 75% threshold to be enshrined in Cooperstown. Leading vote getter was Curt Schilling. Pretty great baseball player. Controversial in some circles for his outspoken political views. He had 71%. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens on the list. They got more than 50%. All three of them have one more year of eligibility, but Schilling says, look, I'm over this. I don't want to be a part of it. Let's let the Veterans Committee decide. That's the same group that eventually put Jack Morris in the Hall. And I think the real question for baseball fans is whether or not it's time to start admitting the players from the steroid era. Should they be allowed into the Hall? The baseball writers are the ones who vote on this. So far, they have shown little interest in letting those players in, but I wonder as time passes where people will land on this. Target and Levi's have had kind of a partnership. You've seen Levi's 501s in Target stores, and they're expanding their collaboration. There's going to be a limited time collection, and they tell us it focuses on products for a sustainable lifestyle. So basically what this means is a lot of you guys bought blue jeans and denim jackets, and Target thought, you know, it'd be good if we sell more stuff. So people like Levi's. So they got, you saw some home goods, some pet products, some apparel. Don't you want a Levi Strauss cup? Does anyone want this stuff? I don't know. New collection launches February 28th. Hey, it's denim colored. It's Levi Strauss. Apple says an operating system update will fix some major security flaws. Well, that brings up some other questions, right? Hackers might have exploited part of a security chain. Apple says they're not all the way there yet, so they're not going to get into your stuff, but they're enough of the way there. Apple has closed these loopholes, but just a reminder, if you're one of those people who never updates your software on your iPad or your iPhone, get on it. Update your systems. Tiger got corona. Tiger at a Minnesota Wildcat sanctuary tested positive for COVID-19. If that tiger would just wear the mask, I'm telling you, a little social distancing, Sabrina. Experts believe a caretaker exposed 21-year-old Sabrina to COVID. We have said all along that you could actually give your dog or cat COVID-19. Veterinarian with the State Board of Health says if your pet starts acting differently, that close up of the dog. Anyway, if you've got COVID, if someone in your house does and your pet starts acting weird, it's a good idea to talk to your vet.
Most of the animals I think that I've presented to date have signs, again, that are consistent with what we're seeing in people. So coughing, wheezing, not wanting to eat, fever, etc. So when in doubt, contact your veterinarian.
Good rule of thumb here. If you get a positive COVID test and you're in isolation, don't bring your dog or your cat in to cuddle with you. I know it's hard because you value that companionship, but that's where you can pass it along. So bear that in mind. Dessa, Minneapolis artist. She is one of my favorites. Brilliant lyricist. Joe Biden introducing Janet Yellen when he said this is going to be my first female Treasury Secretary, is he talked about Hamilton, right? Like Hamilton, huge musical about the Treasury Secretary. He's like, hey, first female Treasury Secretary. When's somebody going to write a Janet Yellen musical?
Who's yelling now? Who's yelling? Who's yelling now?
There it is. So ridiculous. You got to watch this whole thing. It's really good. And then there was a funny Twitter exchange where Dessa tweeted congratulations to Janet Yellen. She responds, your tune is money. Treasury Secretary jokes. Thanks for the mood music. I'll take it from here. And then the U.S. Treasury responded to this. And they were like, we'll bring the mint for the mojitos. There's a funny line in there about mint, and it's really good. It's really good, and a pretty good beat, right? Who's yelling now? Okay, let's talk about lottery winnings. Do you want to be anonymous? I bet everyone's going to want to be anonymous, right? Let's see. It's sort of it's understandable from the perspective of the winner. Maggie says, I don't want a bunch of cameras pointing at me while I get a giant check. Maggie, if you win $1 billion, you would give the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update the exclusive interview, wouldn't you? Only for streaming. Judy, if I won, I would not come forward. Well, I would hope you would come forward, but you might not. You're going to give up the cash, Judy? No, you want to stay secret. Kimberly says this. Yeah, not that it would stay secret, but I really wouldn't want to be the center of attention. I hear you. Melanie says, I think you should be allowed to stay private. Do you guys really think you're going to be able to stay private just because you don't do a news conference? You're going to tell someone who's going to tell someone. Too many scammers, yeah. I think that is a legit risk. Pam is right. So you have to do this in order, right? You got to get a lawyer. You got to get a financial team. You have to get everything in order. I don't think they should tell everyone who won. I get that. See, Danielle says everyone will know anyway. I'd spread the joy. Becca says, I understand the need to make sure the lottery is on the up and up, but I would not want to come forward. I totally get it, especially if you're just like a regular person and all of a sudden you're a gazillionaire standing up and saying, hi, I now have $600 million of cash money. It's nerve-wracking. Becca, I get it. Thank you. Sean? Hey, it's Sean. I would love to receive calls from third cousins I never knew I had. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I guess it depends on your circumstance in life, right? Like if you're a single guy or gal, maybe you want the word out. Listen up. I got some cash, got some money. I don't know. If you're somebody with a lot of debts, got people out after you, warrants up for your arrest, maybe you don't want to come forward. There will be some debate about this. We'll see. I suspect they're going to be tied up with this tax increase and $50 billion budget. But you never know. Maybe they'll look at lottery and anonymity. Thanks for hanging out with us.